What up, Long Beach? Welcome back to the 562.org. It's Tyler, and this highlight video is brought to you by the fine folks down at Naples Rib Company. All of our football coverage this season is sponsored by the Terry Donahue Memorial California Showcase, the largest free recruiting event in the state, and all of our Wilson coverage is sponsored by Joel Batonio. Thank you to all of our sponsors. We were out at Compton College on a Thursday evening for a Moore League matchup between Compton and Wilson. No candidates for Cali B. Calvin Bryant leading the way for C High, and on the other end, Travis Clark all smiles pregame as he's looking to pick up the road win with the Bruins and trying to get Deuce loose, running back Deuce Weston in his second game for the Bruins, and he is a game changer. Unfortunately tonight, Compton playing with heavy hearts in this one after the tragic passing of Aava Lilomaiava, four-year starter through the 2022 season, and a great player for Compton as an all-Moore League linebacker and a quarterback, and one of our favorite kids to cover and see play, and certainly gone too soon. So heartbreaking news about Aava. He was recognized with a moment of silence pregame. Our hearts go out to his friends and family. R.I.P. Ghosts. To the action, Wilson establishing the running game early on with Jamel Edmond as Deuce with the nice carry there, and then with Weston Road flows as he's going to fight his way in for 6. Bruins cash in on their opening drive. It is 7-0, less than 4 minutes into this one. Those were the only points in the first quarter as the defense is locked in on the screen game. Thomas Jones all over that one for Wilson. But Compton also returning the favor with Damari Weathers making his season debut for C High, and he was hyped about getting in and blowing that play up. He'd been waiting for an opportunity to make something happen. But if they sit on the screen, you can catch him over the top. Francis Madera is going to connect with Ronnie Mixon for the biggest play of the night for Compton into Wilson territory. But the Bruins D didn't let it get any further. Max Barbie with a great hit on that reverse play. Then on third down with Madera rolling out, it's going to be Evan Mack with the pass deflection as he smacks it away. Textbook coverage from the sophomore. And then Edmond continuing to run it well throughout the night. Just a bowling ball when he gets full head of steam. Even when it looked like he was stopped for a loss. I mean, watch him bust loose. He's going to shrug off the face mask. And then he's going to get into the red zone. Again, moving tacklers forward. On third and goal, Matt Cooper going to fire it in for Barbie as he makes the catch in the end zone. 14-0 Wilson midway through the second quarter. On the very next possession, Madera is going to get me on the pump fake, but he does not fool Barbie as he goes up and makes a really nice play to high point that ball. And he knows if you pick it, you're supposed to six it, and he really tried to follow the rules. I mean, there was plenty of times he could have gone down on this play, but he's going to fight for every inch. He's going to return it to the Compton 20-yard line. Technically didn't go down on the play, just out of bounds. And then the Bruins going to give sophomore quarterback Elacion Saxton some run, and he's going to take advantage, running to the pylon for the score. Tucks it inside the sideline, 21-0 Bruins, with 2:17 until the break. And then after Wilson gets it back, the sophomore going to show off the arm, looking for Barbie in the dream house. What a catch for the 37-yard touchdown, as Wilson is going to take the 28-0 lead at halftime. A little slow starting, but then they picked up the pace for sure. And some would argue halftime is when the real show begins. Got to give a shout out to the Compton High band and cheer squad. They always put on a terrific show. They bring the energy, bring the swag, and obviously the musicianship. Let's give them the floor for a little bit. Now back to football if we must. The first play of the second half is a handoff to Deuce, aka the West in Show. He is going to house this one. A big play for number 2. He was a big play all night. 5 carries, 112 yards, and a pair of touchdowns. He doesn't need to touch the ball a lot to make a difference. That kid's going to be fun to watch the rest of the year, as he gave us a couple really good highlights tonight. Bruins, though, did show off a balanced offensive attack as Jaden Froziger is going to haul in this big gain from Cooper. And then Cooper's going to have to fight, scratch, and claw, but eventually he'll reach that one over for the score. Interesting for Wilson, they had 2 quarterbacks with both a passing and rushing touchdown tonight as they go up 42-0 in the third. And the Bruins defense gets another takeaway. Dalen Foster rips it out, thought he was heading for 6, but the play got blown dead, so didn't get his chance to rumble for a score. But the Bruins were still able to move the ball well. Saxton showing more of that strong arm as he hits Frauchiger for a nice gain. And then more guys going to get in and get some touches late. Jaden Soto shows off some nice moves as he's going to get this one down to the doorstep for Wilson. And then Corey Scott would punch it in for the final score of the night from 7 yards out, as the Bruins had 5 rushing touchdowns from 4 different players. They win 49-0. Wilson's going to remain on the road next week. They're at Cabrillo, while Compton's on a bye before facing Jordan right back here. You want coverage of those games and everything else Long Beach sports, you got to stay tuned right here, the562.org.